There's no use issuing mandates. There are no police officers on the streets. Therefore, lawlessness will thrive. Not only that, lawlessness will thrive because lawlessness is not enforceable by the law. Because, well, you say there's no such thing as a perfect crime. There seems to be a perfect crimes that are going on here, and people are getting away with them. If they can get away with something, the way society is, they will carry on. If there's no police officers on the streets, if there's nobody there to be able to enforce the law, why should people abide by it? They just won't. And therefore, we're finding that people like this will not attend court because they don't respect the law and they don't believe anybody else will come for them. This guy here is probably somewhere in a remote area having a nice drink of alcohol or maybe on some drugs and probably getting ready to put on his next victim. This is what the justice system is doing to the UK, and not only that, it's making things even more worse. So we need a change in the justice system. We need a change of government that is not acting fast enough to get people to justice and to make the changes that we want in our community, which are a protected community for the vulnerable. We want this, and the vulnerable and the poor are the ones that are suffering in this day and age. And people are getting less and less caring. They don't care. Therefore, whilst the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, whilst we get more poverty, whilst we let people into the UK amongst our communities whom we have no idea about, surely when somebody comes into the country, the moment we don't know anything about them, what kind of values they have, what kind of mentality they have, we should be stopping them because they are a security risk to the residents and the good people from the UK. That's what we need to be doing as a moral duty of care. Now, if the government took a good stance on the moral duty of care for every individual, I am sure that we would be a lot safer. Now, all I'm going to say to you is what we need to do for the moral duty of care for everybody else is to make sure that we vote down this government because it is not thinking about the best interests of those who live in the UK. Now, don't you think I'm being a bit racist here or anything like that? But I'm not even saying that asylum seekers, they're all into crime and criminality. What I'm saying is this guy might be from the UK. This guy might have been born and bred from the UK. However, we still need justice. It doesn't matter what colour you are, we need justice to prevail in the UK. That's point number one. Point number two, the red flag that I'm talking about is those who are entering, whom we know nothing about, that are criminals, that have been heavily into criminality, those that are getting involved in killing, murdering, drugs, and into unsavory actions that have no care for human life. I'm utterly concerned about those and the British people that have to face the consequence of their criminal ways and their ways of committing crimes that are unspeakable in the UK. Vikas Chopra, over and out.